Welcome back. So today, you're in luck. We're gonna learn about shadowing. Now, what is shadowing? Well, it's what makes an object 3D, right? So it makes it feel like you can just reach right in and pick it up. Like today's apples. Look at these. Right now, they just look like kind of like cartoon apples, a nice outline and a flat color, but boom, we put on the light and now look at them. They look 3D. They almost look like you could reach right in, grab one, and take a little bite out of it, right? Awesome. Well, let's turn that off. Let's go right into the lesson. So, today we're again using just crayons and a sheet of paper. I have a yellow, orange, red, a brown, a blue, and a gray. So, we're going to do 8 apples. We're going to draw 8 apples, which are really just 8 circles. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to talk about how to shade them by a single light source. So let's go. All right, I'm going to begin drawing with my yellow crayon, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of get an idea of where my 8 apples will sit. So lightly, I'm going to draw a line from about a quarter of the way down and go to about a quarter of the way from the bottom. Now, right where halfway point is on that line, I'm going to move up a little, and then I'm going to draw a line from about a quarter of the way in to a quarter of the way across. So we kind of have what looks like a cross or a plus sign that's a little off even. From here, I want to just draw a light circle. This will be more like an oval, just hitting all of the ends of these lines. So here we go. Alright, so now we can kind of see that apples will sit at the end of this oval. And notice it's not perfect, doesn't need to be. This is practice, this is learning. What we're also going to do is an X. So check this out. Right through the middle and right through the middle. Perfect. Okay, let's go ahead and put that yellow crayon down and grab our orange. Here's a real nice easy part. We're just going to draw 8 circles that are our apples. How I'll decide where these are is right where the yellow straight lines meet the curved line is right where an apple will sit. And all we need to do is a nice circle, unless you want to get any fancier with your apples. So let's go ahead, go around, do a couple of these circles here. Great job. Now, make sure we have space for each of our circles, and they don't have to be perfect. Notice how mine are not necessarily all perfect from each other, because great thing is if these are apples, they're all different shapes and sizes. All right, just about there. Perfect. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna pretend that we turn that light on in the center, just like I did in the beginning where I went boom and the lights turned on. So let's just, right here, scribble, scribble, outward, outward. This is just to demonstrate to us that there's a light that's right in the center of this circle of apples. Now this light is going to send its light beams outward in each direction that our lines are showing, and it's going to hit the apple. So what we're going to learn today is how to look at shadowing from different directions. So here we go. I've got it all bursted out like that. What we're going to do now is we're going to go to each apple and we're going to put in our light half. So using the same yellow, let's go to the apples that are really easy. If an apple is straight away like this, it's just going to be half lit. So let's go like this, half lit. I give it a little bit of a parenthesis type curve. Let's go to the other side, half lit. And then you can go ahead and just color it in. Perfect. And let's color that one in while we're at it. And I'm pressing nice and hard. Make sure you really push that crayon into there. Okay, so these ones now are lit by that right there. So up here, what we're going to do is we're going to go to the halfway point, but go to now the quarter of the way point. And we're going to do a nice round shape like that. Now if your round shape's a little bit different, that's okay. The idea is that we just have more light hitting than right there. Let's do it right across from here, which is just a mirror. So it's a symmetrical idea of what's happening over there. Perfect, perfect. Let's do these ones now. So these ones, we're going to see more of the back of the apples because these are closer to us. So what we want to do is where this white little sliver is, we want that to be a yellow sliver here. So let's go right there and then color that in. Look at that. Easy peasy. Boom. And then let's go over here and do the same. Now we're starting to make it feel like this light is hitting all of these, and it's hitting them in a way that makes each of them feel round. Alright, the last two are these. So this one, we're just seeing a light right around the edge. So all I'm going to do is right around the edge, but not on the bottom of the apple, is color the yellow. Back here, it's going to be the opposite version. So I'll do like a little circle inside, and so that we have a sliver on the edge. Perfect. Alright, so now let's go ahead and pick up our orange crayon. So with the orange crayon, we're going to start to go from yellow to orange to red. So let's do that by just starting within the yellow area and coloring, 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 and as we get closer to the edge of the circle, we'll just go a little softer. So let's do that over here now. Coloring, coloring, coloring. As we get to the edge, we'll go a little softer. What we're doing is called sort of a gradient. And so we're going orange to yellow. So to do that again, we'll go kind of hard, going on top of it. Then we'll go soft, 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 soft. Then here, just go kind of all over the whole thing, kind of soft, 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 soft. We want it to be a nice blend on the ones back here. So just a little bit of orange and yellow on top of each other. Perfect, perfect. Right here a little bit, right there a little bit, right there a little bit. Now, what we're also gonna do is we're gonna color the ground back here. So using the edge of my crayon and going in the direction towards the apple, I'm gonna go ahead and start coloring in this area. There we go. You all are doing such a great job back at home. Now, today's, we're not drawing something that is like a cartoon character or something fun, but really, these apples and this idea of shading, wow, this will put you ahead of the rest of the artists that you know, right? This is like almost college level, but because you guys are all so smart, I know you can do it. You can figure out how to take these ideas I'm showing you, and maybe the next time you're drawing one of your favorite cartoon characters, you can go ahead and give it a little shading. Alright, almost done. Notice how I always go in the direction that those yellow lines are directed towards, so that it feels like it's kind of bursting outward like that. Alrighty, perfect. So now let's go ahead, put down that orange crayon, grab the red crayon. We're just going through the crayons. So now we're just got to color the space left over. This is easy. So go ahead, get that colored. Now as you get to the light area, we're doing what we'll consider as the shadow. Then you can blend just a little bit into it, but you don't want to go very far into it. So I'll go just a smidge so it doesn't look like too hard of a line. And we're going ahead and we're coloring all of these different circles. So anyways, how we all doing today? How's it been at home? We all getting along with each other, making food for each other, having fun time together? Well, that's awesome. That's really good to hear. And parents, if you're listening, please scooch in. This is definitely a lesson where you should jump in and, give it a shot yourself. And definitely, if you feel like the little ones having any questions, try to explain to them what's going on here, because this is a lesson that, although for all ages, we're really talking about a concept that's kind of advanced. We're taking apples and we're making them kind of 3D. We're putting that light source on. Now, I could just stop here and say that these are just little balls, right? But we'll turn them into apples so that they look like something. But really, this exercise can be done just with little balls. And the idea is that where we place a ball or an apple around a source of light, will change how that light hits the apple, right? So there we go. Okay, so we've just about got everything colored in there. Perfect, perfect. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna put what we call a cast shadow in using our gray crayon. Now, a cast shadow is what happens when the light hits the apple, causes the shadow, but then cast a shadow onto the surface that they're sitting on. So what I do is I imagine there's a straight line going right over the apple. I'll go out a little bit, a little bit, a little bit. With these ones, if you go off the page, that's okay. With these, you'll just see a little bit behind, just a little bit, just a little bit. So notice how they're still going in the direction. Now, what I do is I do like kind of like a odd little kind of balloon shape. And with each one, you want to act as if this is the shadow of the apple. And you'll get better at this as you go. You know, if the first time you do this, it's a little confusing and you're like, whoa, what is this? That is okay, right? Because every day we have lessons that have different levels of sort of technique to them. And today, the technique's not too hard. It's just we're learning about something that is very kind of advanced almost. But hopefully, you're doing a great job with this. And speaking of which, I really can't wait to see the results that you post afterwards. Please leave any comments in the stream on the old YouTube, on Facebook. Love to see your drawings there. And also, I want to know what you all want to work on. So, you know, here and there, pretty much most of the time we'll be doing some really fun things. But, you know, now and then, I want to be able to do something where we really, really learn something. So let's go ahead and put that gray crayon down. Let's grab the brown. What we're going to do with this is we're going to fill in the rest of the surface that the apples are sitting on. You can go right over the gray. I'm not going all the way to the edge of the paper, but enough so that the apples are completely surrounded in color. And you'll notice I'm going in the direction, again, it just adds so much to the drawing if we keep that consistency. Look how it looks like it's just radiating light from the center of the page. Here we go, around, 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 up and over, up and over. Sorry I'm in front of the drawing, but it's kind of essential for a step like this. I want to make sure it's really nice. And the idea is, you don't have to be perfect. I definitely am not trying to stay in lines or anything. This is an exercise. All right, let me lean back and go and get the rest of this. Here we go. Here we go. We are right about to come up to the end of this. All we're going to do is give a nice outline and a little bit more shadow. So let's put our brown back. Let's grab our blue. Our blue is what we're going to use right now to put a nice hard shadow. So let's say this one that's right in front of us. Pretty much heading from the center of the apple out to the edges of the red, but stopping right before it gets to the edge of the red. We're going to take that blue. What it comes out at is not exactly blue, but a really dark shadow there. And then I'm going to do a little bit of that blue where the shadow is originally gray. All right. So let's go ahead and do this one. And again, going right around where the furthest part is of the red from the transition. Boom, boom, boom. All right. Perfect, perfect. Great job, everybody back at home. And here we go. We got another one. A nice dark shadow there. Nice dark shadow. And over here, our shadows start to get a little less. They become more like the yellow is here. Think of it that way. That when the light's hitting these ones over here, they just get a little shadow and then a lot of light. But if the light is in the center and the object is closer to us, then it's going to get a lot more shadow and a lot less light. All right, and then let me get all my little shadows, almost forgot. There we go. There we go. Awesome. Look at that. Now we are having a drawing that's looking very, very 3D. So all we got is just one more step after this. We're just gonna give our apples a nice outline, and then we'll call it a dunner. And this is something that you'll be practicing your entire life if you want to become an artist. This isn't something I expect you to just master in one go. So, oh, bye blue crayon. Guess we don't need you anymore. So let's go ahead and we're gonna outline our apples with the red, but I'm gonna only go a little bit into the light. So just like this, mostly in the shadow. Nice hard outline. Nice hard outline. Look at that. And we're just doing this so that we can make our apples pop back out again. Sometimes they get lost in the scribbles, but this will really help them be the feature of our practice. Now, if you get through the other end of this, I am so proud of you, and I expect you to show this to your parents. Check this out. Now I'm just going to do a little spot where the stem could be on all my apples, which I'm just doing as kind of a slight smiley face on the tops of the apples. Now, if you went too blue here, you could always give it a coat of red over it. I'll just go real hard, real hard. All right. Perfect. A little bit of red here and there. More red there. Awesome. Because what this does is it'll take the blue out of the red if you had any, like too much of the blue going on in there. So this will kind of balance that out. And that's my kind of finishing touch around there. Perfect, perfect. You all are so good for sticking in here. Now, we got plenty of fun lessons too. Elsewhere, we teach you how to make clouds. I got a lesson where we do starry night and all other sorts of things. So, lastly, what I'll do is take some orange, and the areas that are lit brighter, I'll outline them with orange, just so that we indicate that the outline on this side is a little bit more brighter because of that light in the center. Look at this. So the result that we should have is that everything's glowing, and it's all glowing from this light that's pushing from the center. Last but not least, we'll just put some little stems on there so everybody knows, hey, there's some delicious apples sitting here. There we go. Now this, that's probably the easiest part right there. So I just want to say thank you again, everybody, for tuning in and trying out this lesson. Remember, this is for all ages, and every day we have a whole different type of drawing. Tomorrow, we're going to be doing some Pokemon. We're going to do a Charmander tomorrow, so I hope that you're excited to tune in again, and until then, doodle on.